In the quiet village of Banga, Punjab, on September 28, 1907, as the sun rose over the fields, a child was born who would one day ignite a nation's hope. Bhagat Singh entered the world in a family already marked by courage and conviction, a family of freedom fighters whose legacy ran deep in the soil of Punjab. His father, Kishan Singh, and his uncles, Ajit and Swaran Singh, were not just ordinary men. They were visionaries, already challenging the might of British rule, risking their lives for the dream of a free India. From his earliest days, Bhagat was surrounded by stories of bravery, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of justice. These tales, told by the flickering light of evening fires, became the foundation of his beliefs. He watched his family gather in secret, their voices hushed, but their resolve unbreakable, as they planned and plotted for India's freedom. The risks they took were enormous, but their determination never wavered. Even as a young boy, Bhagat's imagination soared. He dreamed of a land where his people could live with dignity, free from oppression. The dream of independence became his guiding star. Once, his father found him planting a toy gun in the fields. When asked why, Bhagat replied with innocent determination that he was growing guns to fight the British. Even in play, his mind was set on revolution. His grandmother's stories of ancient heroes and battles for justice filled his young mind with purpose and pride. She spoke of valor, sacrifice, and the unbreakable spirit of those who fought for what was right. The family's sacrifices were not just stories. They were real and painful. His uncle Ajit was forced into exile, leaving behind loved ones and a life of comfort for the cause of freedom. These experiences left a deep mark on Bhagat. He learned early that the price of freedom was high, and that true change demanded both courage and sacrifice. Every conversation at home, every meal shared, revolved around the struggle for independence. The air was thick with hope, fear, and the unyielding desire for a better future. Bhagat realized, even as a child, that freedom would never be handed over by the oppressors. It had to be fought for, demanded, and won through sacrifice. The spirit of revolution was not just around him, it was in his blood, passed down through generations who refused to bow to tyranny. Bhagat was not just a child in a family of rebels, he was the living embodiment of their hopes, the son of a movement that would one day shake an empire. Even as a boy, he was ready to join the fight, his heart burning with the desire to see his country free. The journey of Bhagat Singh, the revolutionary, had begun. His destiny was set, and the world would soon know his name. At just 12 years old, Bhagat Singh witnessed a tragedy that would forever alter the course of his life. The infamous Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The innocence of his childhood was shattered in a single, horrifying moment. On April 13, 1919, British troops, without warning, opened fire on a peaceful gathering in Amritsar. Hundreds of unarmed men, women and children were mercilessly killed, and many more were wounded. The garden, once a place of hope, became a scene of unimaginable horror. The news of the massacre spread like wildfire, shocking the entire nation. For Bhagat, the grief and anger he felt were overwhelming. He could not comprehend such cruelty, and the pain of his people became his own. Driven by a need to understand the tragedy, he walked miles to reach Jallianwala Bagh, determined to see the blood-stained ground with his own eyes. The sight that greeted him was haunting. Walls riddled with bullet holes, the air heavy with sorrow, and crowds mourning their loved ones. The memory of that day would never leave him. Bhagat knelt down and collected a handful of blood-soaked soil, holding it tightly as a symbol of his promise. In that moment, he vowed to dedicate his life to fighting for justice and freedom. The massacre became a turning point in his young life. He swore to avenge the innocent lives lost and to never let their sacrifice be forgotten. From the day forward, his resolve to drive out the British only grew stronger. The pain he felt transformed into a burning determination. He soon realized that peaceful protests alone would not be enough to break the chains of oppression. The struggle for freedom would demand much more. The memory of Jallianwala Bagh became the fuel for his passion, igniting a fire within him that could not be extinguished. Bhagat understood that true change required not just hope, but bold and decisive action. He began to dream of a free India, where such tragedies would never happen again. The tragedy transformed him from a boy into a determined revolutionary, ready to challenge the might of the British Empire. The shadow of Jallianwala Bagh would follow him, guiding his every step and reminding him of his mission. He was no longer just a witness to history, he had become a part of the struggle, joining hands with others who shared his dream. The fire for independence now burned brighter than ever in his heart, lighting the path for countless others. Bhagat Singh's mission was clear, to fight for a free and just India, no matter the cost. As he grew, Bhagat Singh's thirst for knowledge matched his passion for freedom. He devoured books on revolutions in Russia, Ireland, and France, seeking strategies for India's liberation. Inspired by Marx and Lenin, he dreamed of a just, equal India, free from both British rule and social oppression. Bhagat believed true freedom meant building a new socialist society. He wanted more than just a change of rulers, he wanted a revolution for the people. Kartar Singh Saraba, a young martyr, became his hero and inspiration. Bhagat saw revolution as a battle of ideas, not just weapons. He wrote articles to awaken India's youth, urging them to fight for justice. His vision was clear: ignite minds, not just bombs. Bhagat Singh's journey was now guided by powerful ideals. He believed changing minds was the first step to changing the world. Through words and action, he became a leader for a new generation. The fire in his mind would soon set the nation alight. Bhagat Singh was ready for the next stage of the struggle. Bhagat Singh joined National College in Lahore, a hub for young patriots. There he met comrades like Sukhdev and Yashpal, forming lifelong bonds. They debated revolution, inspired others through plays, and spread the message of freedom. Bhagat used drama and study circles to awaken students to the cause. Together, they formed the Naujawan Bharat Sabha, uniting youth for revolution. The college became their training ground for action. They organized meetings, distributed pamphlets, and inspired others to join. Bhagat Singh's leadership and passion galvanized a generation. The seeds of revolution were sown in the hearts of India's youth. After college, Bhagat Singh traveled across North India, uniting revolutionaries. He helped form the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, HSRA, emphasizing socialism and equality. Their goal, not just to oust the British, but to end injustice within India. The HSRA operated in secret, training in bomb making and arms. Their actions were targeted, meant to shake British confidence, not cause chaos. Bhagat Singh's vision inspired his comrades to embrace sacrifice for the cause. They knew the risks but believed their struggle would awaken the nation. Inquilab Zindabad, long live the revolution, became their rallying cry. The movement was no longer scattered, it was united and determined. Bhagat Singh's leadership gave the revolution new direction. The fight for freedom had entered a bold new phase. The call for revolution echoed across India. In 1928, the Simon Commission arrived in India, without a single Indian member. Protests erupted nationwide, led in Lahore by Lala Lajpat Rai, the Lion of Punjab. The police under James Scott brutally attacked the protesters. Lajpat Rai was fatally injured. His death outraged Bhagat Singh and the nation. The HSRA vowed to avenge this injustice. Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Azad planned to assassinate Scott, but fate would take a different turn. The death of Lajpat Rai became a rallying point for revolutionaries. The resolve to strike back was stronger than ever. On December 17, 1928, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Azad mistakenly killed John Saunders instead of Scott. The HSRA claimed responsibility, declaring it an act of justice for Lajpat Rai. Bhagat Singh disguised himself and escaped Lahore with Durgawati Devi's help. In hiding, he continued planning, realizing one act wasn't enough. The revolutionaries needed to make the world listen. They decided to throw low-intensity bombs in the Central Legislative Assembly, not to kill, but to make the deaf hear. Their aim protest oppressive laws and broadcast their vision for a free India. Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt volunteered, knowing arrest was certain. The stage was set for their boldest act yet. The world would soon hear their message. Bhagat Singh's courage inspired others to join the cause. The revolution was about to make headlines. The fight was no longer in the shadows. Bhagat Singh was ready to face the consequences. The movement was unstoppable. On April 8, 1929, Bhagat Singh and Dutt threw bombs in the assembly, then surrendered, shouting, "Inquilab Zindabad." Their trial became a national sensation, turning them into heroes. Bhagat Singh used the courtroom to explain their vision: revolution for justice, not senseless violence. He declared, "Revolution is the inalienable right of mankind." The British linked him to the Saunders case, seeking a quick conviction. Bhagat Singh and his comrades refused to be treated as criminals, demanding recognition as political prisoners. Every day they entered court with defiant slogans, inspiring millions. The trial became a platform for their message of freedom and equality. Their courage in the face of death electrified the nation. The world watched as Bhagat Singh challenged the empire. The revolutionaries' words echoed far beyond the courtroom. Their fight was now India's fight. In the harsh confines of prison, Bhagat Singh and his comrades refused to accept injustice quietly. They bravely launched a hunger strike, demanding better treatment for political prisoners and basic human rights, even as their bodies grew weaker with each passing day. The hunger strike soon captured the nation's attention. The tragic death of Jatin Das after 63 days of relentless struggle sent shockwaves across India, uniting people in grief and outrage and turning the world's eyes toward the colonial regime's cruelty. Bhagat Singh's unbreakable spirit inspired millions. He became a living symbol of sacrifice, courage, and unwavering commitment to the cause of freedom, his name echoing in protests and on the lips of the youth. Even behind bars, Bhagat Singh's mind remained sharp and restless. He wrote powerful essays, including the famous "Why I Am an Atheist," making it clear that his fight was for justice, equality, and the rights of all, not for any religious cause. His writings revealed a visionary mind, dreaming of a just, equal, and progressive India. He imagined a nation where every individual would be free from oppression and discrimination. On October 7, 1930, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and Rajguru stood in court, unafraid, as they were sentenced to death for their revolutionary actions. Their courage in the face of the ultimate punishment inspired awe and admiration. Appeals for mercy and clemency poured in from across India and the world, but the British authorities remained unmoved, determined to make an example of the young revolutionaries. On March 23, 1931, the three young men walked to the gallows with their heads held high, chanting "Inquilab Zindabad," "Long live the revolution," showing no fear, only pride in their sacrifice. They were just 23 years old, yet their ultimate sacrifice set the nation ablaze with hope and determination, lighting a fire that would never be extinguished. The British believed they could silence the revolution by executing its leaders, but instead they made Bhagat Singh and his comrades immortal in the hearts of the people. Today, Bhagat Singh's legacy lives on as a timeless symbol of courage, hope, and the relentless pursuit of justice. He was not just a freedom fighter, but a visionary who dreamed of a new, independent India, one built on the foundations of equality, secularism, and progress. His dream of justice and equality continues to inspire generations of Indians, young and old, urging them to stand up for what is right and just. The story of Bhagat Singh will never die. His ideals, his courage, and his vision for a better India remain alive, lighting the path for all who seek freedom and justice.